Good morning, space engineers. Welcome back to Hephaestus Prime. Hope everybody's doing okay today. So, one last push onto the new permanent base site. Really looking forward to getting there and getting stuck in. So let's not hang about, let's get moving and make the most of the daylight. Much as I'd love to hang around and watch TV for a bit. So just before we do get going though, I'll just quickly show you something I did last night. Put in these screens up here to help with the inventory. I've once again used that script Automatic LCDs by MMaster. It is a really cool script, that one. I'm only just touching the surface of what I think it's actually capable of. But you can see we've got the ores and ingots on the left there, and then my components in the middle. And I just filled the last one up with the ammunition so I can keep track of that. I do seem to pick up quite a bit from when I raid one of those pirate bases. Speaking of which, the modular encounter spawner by Lucas has really been an awesome addition to the game. Makes life a bit more interesting. Coming back from the Delta site last night, just before it got dark, that ice lake, there is a pirate base has spawned on the other side of it, which is right in our path of travel, so fairly early on I'm going to have to deal to that. Only looks to be a small one, but it definitely has guns because I very much have a bullet hole somewhere in the flyer. Couldn't quite find it, but I certainly felt it. Now, looking at the back of the beast, alongside the flyer and the buggy, you may notice that there is actually a Mark 2.1 missile on the deck. So I decided to add a little bit last night to fill the gap sort of and make it a useful space. I hadn't planned to do it, it was kind of an ad hoc thing really. So I did record some of it, so I'll quickly just show you through that as the pirate post just shows up on my scope and we sort of battle through this fog. Don't really come across fog that much. So yeah, I thought this was quite a good use of this space. I've got a projector there and I put on a Mark 2.1 missile just in case I need it, but really I could put any small grid. It'd be quite a good little spot to weld up blueprints from. And I've got the little plants along here, and then if we come downstairs, got a little bit of a covered area down here now. So yeah, it's all worked out quite well. And just looking at it from the back as a whole, it does make the beast look like sort of quite a versatile vehicle, sort of an all-in-one carrier, and yeah, it just seems to do everything. I never really knew what it was going to look like when I started the build all that time ago back at base camp, but it's really developed into quite a machine, and we'll talk more about that as we get closer to today's destination. Have a little bit of a reminisce about the journey. But we are down on this lake here, so once I get on the flat ice I can probably open up the taps a little bit. I think that's probably the first time I've been able to do that with the beast actually. I've always sort of pegged it back a little bit over desert flat ground, but I haven't really been on a decent sized lake like this one yet. So let's open it up full throttle, and see what it can do. And just like that, we're on the other side of the lake. Oh, well, now we're going to have to climb up out of here. Well, I can't see the beast doing that sort of speed over this terrain. It was nice while it lasted though. Now I did have a proper look at this ramp when I came past in the flyer yesterday, was it? Yeah, I should be able to get up here alright. It'll just crawl up. I just tend to put all the friction right up and the power right up, and it seems to get up most places. Come on, you can do it. Chug, 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 chug. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to that base now, and I see another one's popped up over to my right. I think we'll just have to give that one a miss. It's not really in the direction that we're going, because we will be going up on that hill that's sort of straight in front of us. There's quite a bit of a plateau up the top of it, But I'm getting ahead of myself a bit. I'm going to have to deal with this base first, or outpost or whatever it was. So I'm just going to swing a little bit wide around here just to try and get on some higher ground. And then hopefully these trees might thin out a bit as well, or I can just find a track. It just seems a bit thick straight ahead as I came up that sort of gully. Still outside the range of the guns. I'm not sure how many it had. I don't think it had many, but I just did sort of swoop down as I was coming over the hill to have a little bit of a look, and I was just sort of trying to set my Gatling camera, and then it sort of took a couple of pot shots at me, so I just quickly went up a bit more, gained a bit of altitude. I did have a good look around the fly when I got back and landed, but I couldn't find any sort of bullet holes. Certainly did hear a couple hit though. Okay, so that's right on the edge of both their range and mine, so I'll stop here and jump into the Gatling and see if I can't... Oh, it's just behind that tree. Come on. I mean, I should be hitting that, but it doesn't seem to be taking any damage. See if I can sneak forward a little bit and just get a little bit higher. Try and aim at the base. Oh, yep, it's got a couple of hits. Getting there. Reload. It's just, oh, there we go. I was just about to say, it must just about be there. Alright, we'll just get out from behind these trees. You can sort of see it. Oh, some interior turret fire. Deal with those. Just, I guess, this far out, it's not very accurate. I should only be hitting a few. Oh no, that's got it. That dealt to that one. Whew. Gee, the other one stopped shooting. Maybe it's out of ammo. Yeah, it must be out of ammo. Right, I'll go and have a... Ooh, turn that off. I'll go and have a fly with my rifle, because there's probably one on the other side. Oh, it's shooting at me from the side. Ooh. And I've got no hydrogen. That was a bad mistake. Run away! Okay, that was a disaster. I think I'll stick with the turret. Right, so I'll just recharge my hydrogen bottles, and then I'll jump into my Gatling turret. I think I didn't actually take out that interior turret on the left. Still actually looked intact, as though the bullets were coming from there. Okay, so let's just take control of this. Oh! Okay, that wasn't me. That was firing when I jumped into it. I don't know what was happening there. It's a bit unfortunate that the most damage has been done by myself. And there we go. That's definitely dead now. Might have to fix that turret. I think. All fixed. Let's not do that again, eh? Actually, all this is a little bit damaged. Nothing too major. Well, in saying that, might not be a bad idea to reinforce the front with some heavy armor. We'll see what this base is made of, because potentially I could just sort of, if I'm breaking down a base that's got heavy armor, I could potentially use it. Okay, I will definitely come back to that. We'll just need to finish off this defense installation. Now there will be a turret on the other side. Certainly the ones on this side have been dealt to. Gently does it. Here it is. I don't think it can keep me on this angle. Easy peasy. Okay, installation captured. I'll bring the beast over a bit closer and we'll chop up my ill-gotten gains. Okay, so that's a bit closer. Now the first thing I'm going to have to do is get those turrets that are on fire. I find that smoke really does cause a bit of lag with my game, especially when the beast is around. I mean, the beast is quite a complex machine, so inevitably it is going to take a few resources out of my system. The smoke really does seem to affect it quite a bit though. Oh, drop that in the grass. Needle in a haystack. Oh, that was a good catch. Another good catch. Huh. Last one. Where did that go? There it is. Okay, what else have we got here? This looks like light armor. A couple of containers. I'll come back and check those out. Even though it's only light armor, there are a few batteries and stuff in there, so I get the impression that this is probably going to take a while going back and forth. So I shall grind this down and come back to you when I'm finished, and we'll head off up and over the hill. Righty ho, let's get going up this hill, see if we can pick our way up. It's actually a lot steeper from sort of down here than it looked when I was flying over it. But no, the beast is getting up there alright. Okay, so I ground down that pirate installation, and while I was down the bottom I also just reinforced the front nose of the beast. So I put in some heavy armour just on the sort of exposed bits, I guess, so there's not too much. And just used the steel that I managed to salvage from the installation. There was also a bit of a stash of construction components in those containers as well, but it was all very boring, just back and forth between the beast and the installation with the grinder. I might have to think about some sort of salvage vehicle if I'm going to keep visiting these bases going forward. Have to have a bit more of a think about that one. But anyway, we'll keep going up this hill, and I think it's going to be quite slow going, so I might just speed up and make the journey a bit more interesting for you. Okay, made it over safe and sound. It was quite lumpy, but there was also some quite open bits up the top there as well. Certainly better coming over than going around, I think. Just making a bit of a sidetrack to this base here, this pirate base, see what it's like. And I don't know why the Gatling guns keep firing automatically when I jump in to control them. I'm not pressing any buttons. Very odd. So yeah, I think I'll go and have a look at this base. It's only a small one, and it's kind of on the way to the trading post. I'm going to have to take a detour of, I think, just a couple of Ks. We are still kind of heading in the right direction, and we're only a stone's throw from the trading post and the Delta site. We've still got plenty of daylight left. We're just at that range point where I'm outside of the pirate base range, and I can spray some ammo at them in the hope that a couple of pieces will hit. Nice boulder there. Now that Gatling gun didn't fire when I jumped into it that time. It's a most odd bug, that. I don't know what's causing it. They look like just interior turrets. Don't see any Gatlings, so that's good. Hopefully it won't take long. Some of the bullets are quite accurate, but some spray wildly. It's hard to tell. Got the smoke from the turret underneath. I should have done the one on top first. Oh, yep, that's got it. Right, can't see any other ones. No doubt there's one on the back, but I'll just approach from this side. Okay, out with the handgun. Gingerly come around the corner of the beast. A little bit more protection on the nose there with the heavier armour. Right, well, there's one in there, so let's not go romping through that door. Alright, I'll just weld this up and see if I can get access to the inventory. No, I don't have enough bits. Alright, we'll just grind it up and I'll try and catch the ammo before it falls. Got it. Getting good at that. So the one on the inside, I think I'll just grind through the panels. So I'll just have a bit of... Whoop, yep, there's one there. Now I don't think they can actually shoot me from this angle. I don't think they can bend down this low. So that's that one dealt with. Okay, I'll just try and hack it. No, still don't have the components. Missed that one. It'll be down on the ground somewhere. Okay, so last turret. I will try and grind in to get access, and okay, it's heavy armor, which is filling up my inventory quite quickly. Right, made several trips back and forth then, and I think we can get in there now. There we go, base captured. We'll grind the rest of this down. It's heavy armor, so it's going to take a little while. I'm definitely going to have serious thoughts about a salvage vehicle if I want to grind these things down. But until then, it's going to be the trusty hand grinder. So I shall continue on this, and then we'll head over to the trading post. So fairly uneventful little leg there. Managed to grind down everything and get it into the storage. Although in saying that, I think I'm just about absolutely full. I had a look at some of my inventories, and yeah, all my ingot containers and ore containers are all sort of overflowing with components. So I think while I'm here at this trading post, I will do some more acquisition type contracts, and also might just even sell some components, because I think I've sort of got too many almost. And with establishing the base, one of the first things I'll be doing is drilling some pretty big holes, so I will have quite a few components potentially coming in. I mean, I'll need a few, but I'll also be able to manufacture a few if I plumb in the drill heads to the refineries. Just having a little look at my power systems, because I did just about run out coming over to this trading post. I guess going over that hill really took it out of the beast this morning. And now it's raining. What I've done is I did actually line up, hopefully with the trading post, and I'm just going to get rid of the buggy, and I'll use the buggy arm to connect into the trading post, because if I can directly connect up, I should be able to do some quite bulk acquisition contracts, and even just straight purchases and sales for that matter. Now, I'm not doing this trading for fun. I do actually want to get some decent money in the bank. Certainly in the initial phases I'm going to have to purchase uranium. I don't intend on mining any. There's none on the planet. Therefore my source of uranium will be through the trading posts, in at least the short to medium term anyway. And then also later on need to look at zone chips to create a safe zone, which I'll talk a little bit more about I think next episode once I've actually reached the end of this phase of the journey, and I'll talk a bit more about what the next steps are. Now I'm just using the camera that I popped on the buggy connector so I can sort of see where I'm going and try and line up. Certainly makes it a bit easier than just jumping out and running all the way down the back, and then because it's a long way to get out of the seat and run all the way to the back of the beast. I did think about putting in a second sort of deck, second control seat for backing up and being able to see. I think that's going to be close enough there. I'm a little bit high though, so I'm going to have to make some adjustments. Now what I'll do is, to make the adjustment, I'm going to show you one of the mods that I downloaded, which I've talked about a couple of times. I have had it through the last couple of episodes but not really used it, but now's as good a time as any. It's one called Build Vision, which you're probably already familiar with. Yeah, that just needs to come down a few degrees. It's called Build Vision, and you can just sort of connect into any old block, and you use the, what do we do, control middle mouse button to open it, and then we can scroll through and just make little changes. So good for figuring out what the names of things are, and just like this particular little example here that we can make the change and see how it affects things. So that is Build Vision, and it's by Dark Helmet, so support Dark Helmet, give them the thumbs up. Now I think I just need to put another degree, so to only be off by 1 or 2 degrees is not too bad really. Just doing a quick check on the old energy systems. The reactor is quite nicely ticking away and topping those batteries up. And we've got a green connection there, that's good. Yeah, just see if there's any uranium in the store here. I mean, I know there is, but whether there's any ore even. It's just the nature of things that I'm going to have to buy it for a while. Yeah, I'll come back to that. Just see if there's any data pads either. No, I don't see any, because it would be good to find some other trading posts as well. Alright, contracts. Now we're plumbed in, we should be able to do quite a few of these, which would be good. So, canvas, it'll be easy. Yep, I should have those already. Balling, that's a bit far away. Would be good to get one closer. Do the power cells, yep, do that. Do those. Oh, this is just going to get the reputation up quite quickly. And make some money. No, I haven't got any nickel. Or at least it's all been processed. So. And I'm not giving up my silver ingots until I can get a reasonable production of those. And yeah, that hauling contract, that's just a bit too far away. Would be nice to get one closer. So I'll see if I can cash some of these in. I suspect most of them I'm actually going to have to make some components. It's mainly the likes of steel and construction components that are filling up my inventory at the moment. But oh no, these first ones are going through alright. That small grid must be the connector arm, because it's not saying the beast, but... Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to have to sort this out and go back and queue up some components. Now I've completed those acquisition contracts and got a bit more money. Well, a lot more money actually. I did a few more contracts over and above what you saw me do. Also, I'm just doing a few manual sort of sales as well to make some more money. But also, I now have checked my inventory properly. I am chocker, so I do have a little bit to spare. So I may as well make the most of it while I'm here and connect it into the system as well. But enough of that, let's get moving on the last section of the last leg of this journey. I'll just have to load up the buggy again and disconnect from the base. But yeah, it just seems not that long ago that I laid the foundation down for the beast, and now look at it, it's just this big, huge thing that's just evolved. It's kept me warm, it's kept me safe, it's provided for me, it's got me to where I needed to go, and it's never really let me down. So with this last section of the journey, I think time for a little bit of a montage and a bit of a reminisce across the journey and the beast. So a few memories of the beast, how it was built and the journey it took as we come to the end of this first chapter. It's not a in memoriam, the beast will still be around. I just imagine once I dig a hole into this hill and I sort of park it up in its nice safe little spot and get some production facilities built here, I think no doubt it'll end up in some sort of retirement. But nevertheless, they're ready and willing to help if I need it. Now, I also will be publishing it on the Steam Workshop in conjunction with the publishing of this episode on YouTube, so feel free to subscribe to it and have a look at it, have a play. So here we are at Journey's End. As I say, it's not the end of Hephaestus Prime, it's only the end of Chapter 1. And I hope you can join me tomorrow for Chapter 2 as we tunnel into this mountain and start off our permanent base. Really looking forward to it. Got heaps of ideas that I want to try and make happen. And yeah, hopefully you can join me for it. So as always, not as always, it's a bit of a milestone today, so really have enjoyed putting this together and I hope that all of you are watching it. I know there's not too many people watching at the moment, but that's the thing with YouTube, it's hard to get started, but the best advice I've heard is just get in there, do it, and just don't give up. So I don't really have any intentions to do that. Doesn't matter how many people are going to watch, whether it's 1 or 1,000 or 1 million, I'll still keep producing for the foreseeable future. And with that, have a good day, evening, weekend, whatever time it is in your part of the world. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you next time.